Okay, a quick frog dissection video. Usually when you open up the frog, the biggest organ that you see is the liver. And that's got 3 lobes, here, here, here. And it's large, it may be gray, it may be brown, sometimes it's blue. You can see this one's a little bit blue along the edge. Just above that is the heart, and really what you can see is the ventricle of the heart, the muscular part. There's some chambers up here that when they injected the blue stuff, they kind of, I don't know, it looks like they kind of exploded because there's blue stuff everywhere, and I'm sorry that it's so dark, but that's just, every frog's a little different, and this one had kind of a too much of the blue injection into its heart. So anyway, so you see that the biggest thing is the liver, and it's got 3 lobes. The liver has a little sac underneath it where bile is stored, and the liver produces bile, stores it in this little sac right here called the gallbladder. So it's kind of a little, just a little sac is all it is. And so that sits underneath the liver, but they're always right together. This pink thing over here is a lung. And if you look on the other side, we'll see another lung. Sorry about the glove in the way. So he's got a pair of lungs, very small, but he breathes a lot through his skin, like amphibians do. So anyway, let me get this camera angle back where it should be. So we have the, trying to get the light on it too. So we have the liver, and this one's got some really nice fat bodies there. And then usually when you pick up the liver, then you see not just the lung, but you see, scoot him up a little bit, he wants to slide down. You see the stomach, which is a fairly large, kind of muscular, tough organ that's underneath the liver there. So you have that. And food comes from the mouth through the esophagus down into the stomach, and then it turns into the small intestine. So small intestine is all these little coils here you see. A bunch of coils that make up the small intestine. And then all of a sudden it turns into the large intestine right there. So you can see all the little coils of the small intestine and then the large intestine. These are all fat bodies over here. They store fat. And this little body that kind of sits in the middle of the intestines is called the spleen. So that's all kind of underneath. And for this frog anyway, you're not seeing the intestines. You're seeing mostly liver, but then you lift it up and you can see, those intestines, and you can also see, well, actually you can't see much more than that. Then we have, move the liver out of the way. Over here, again, we see the gallbladder. And then if we go back at the back of the cavity, the body cavity, I realize the lighting is not great. Anyway, and of course, here's our small intestine, large intestine. This is a big blue vein. It's kind of in the way, but I left it. Oops, scooted my camera over. All right, and so then back here, because they injected the veins with blue, then the kidney turned blue. So back here, you look back in there, you see that blue organ, that's the kidney, and this is a male, so the testis, one of the testes, sits right there on top of that kidney, and then attached to that are all those fat bodies, okay? So on the other side, you'd have another kidney. I didn't dissect that side, but you'd have another kidney. Kind of hard to tell, I know, with the angle, but you'd have another kidney, you'd have another, male organ, the testis. And then this sac right here, that is the urinary bladder right there. So again, let me go back through it here and see if I can put them back together and get the right angle for the lighting. So we have the heart, 3 lobes of the liver. Fat bodies is mostly what you see. Right there, I see the large intestine, small intestine right there. Those are always connected to the stomach, so if I lift this up over here, all that small intestine leads us to the stomach, a lung, and then the gallbladder. Here we go, gallbladder right there. another lung. Move our intestines out of the way. Small, large, and then there's a testis. They're not always pink like that. A lot of times they're kind of whitish. They sit on top of this long organ, and I know it's hard to see. But they sit on top of that long organ there that's kind of brownish. On the model, it's kind of a brown color. It's the kidney. And then you have your urinary bladder, which is essentially a sac. It's almost like a little deflated balloon down in there. Those are all the internal organs of the bullfrog.